Jake Noecker here with someone you might recognize, Pat Downey. And the interesting thing is, we've done interviews before, but never at the Home of Fight headquarters underway. Matty Betts over there building it up. But Pat, how we doing, man? Welcome to the spot.
Doing good, dude. Thanks for having me on. We got the official Home of Fight headquarters back here. Happy to be a part of bringing things together, bringing the vision to fruition. And yeah, it's our second interview. Had me before Weidman up in Philly or Atlantic City.
Yep.
So now we're down in SoFa.
I mean, yeah, I came down to you now in Boca, and it's something I want to touch on. You're a big Home of Fight guy. You actually put the logo on your rash guard. Why? Why do you support us so much, Pat?
Matty Betts and I go back before he even launched this. I support who runs it. I'm a people person first. That's my guy. And just what they're doing for the sport, MMA media conglomerate, combat athletes, it's a win-win for everybody involved. Whether you're an athlete, you're a media guy, you're a gambler, it's a space for like-minded individuals.
We got something for everybody at Home of Fight. We are the home of fight. But like you said, last time I saw you was at Atlantic City when you took on Weidman. Got the win. Walk me through that. How was that experience?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Just relocating down to Florida beforehand was a little bit of adversity before the match. I'm trying to get better preparation for this next one. Not traveling quite as much, able to focus a lot more on competing. And before that match, I was kind of focused on the move, and I was doing a lot of teaching. I wasn't as stingy and selfish as I was with my own training, and I think that led to me getting a little more tired than I would have liked to. Oh yeah, I was feeling it. He's also a big guy, properly trained, savvy opponent. He did a good job of nullifying some of my ideas. So credit to where it's due.
And I don't remember this was on the mic or just you guys talking backstage or something, but you guys actually mentioned maybe wanting to train together someday, you and Weidman. Is that something?
Yep,
That's a
yep,
possibility?
yeah. I would love to train with Chris. I know he's not too far. A couple states north, south of North Carolina. He told me he was based out of now. But Russian promotion, ACA, American Combat, or something like that, ACB. I'm not sure the acronym, but they offered both of us the opportunity to run that match back under a different rule set over in Russia. So
is this something you guys have expressed interest in, or you just got offered?
You know me. I don't turn opportunities down, you know what I mean? So it'd be nice to run that match back under a different rule set and hopefully get a more dominant victory.
I mean, hey, Weidman and Pat Downey in Russia. I'm all about it. Tip, not money. But I want to ask you about something else with this Weidman match before I ask you about your next match coming up next week, because after Weidman, you had a friendly, I'll call it a friendly call out with Mr. Joe Pyfer, who was there front row. Is this a possibility? You and Joe actually doing a little grappling match? I know it's coming back July 25th.
Sure. We're back on July 25th. I just told Jonathan I'm free that date. He hit me up asking if I'm good. And Joe Pyfer, seemed to have been accepting of the call out. We shook hands on it. We'll see if he keeps his word and how he's feeling. But it looks like I'm definitely getting an opponent lined up. I won't speak on it till contract is signed. But PD3 and Joe Pyfer for the belt would be a banger, huh?
Would be more than a banger. And were you in Gaslam's corner last weekend? Did you go to Newark?
I couldn't make it just because, like I said, I'm being stingy. I was supposed to be with Phil Rowe up in Atlanta this weekend, and Kelvin and his team. I would have loved to have been there with him. I was there in spirit. I was in there right from Weidman match. I went to Arizona for a week. Exactly. So I was out there with him and Henry Cejudo and all his team, Eddie Choi and Santino, great guys out there. But no, I didn't get to go to his corner just because I have to, and I got a girl and a dog at home. Yeah, it's tough. There's only one PD3 man I can't be, everywhere I'd like to be, but you see where I'm living, right? You got to really make it worth it for me to leave, and not to go into these UFC fights and cornering these guys isn't worth it. But I'm still at a time in my career, I'm preparing for Deron Winn next week. I got to be stingy.
That's what I was gonna ask about. Deron Winn. I mean, how did this is a
formidable foe.
But how did this match?
Yeah, I mean they hit me up with a few names. I said yes to all of them, and Deron was the one that they felt was the most competitive, and especially us having history. Back when I was in junior college, I just beaten, at my time, my biggest win at the U.S. Open, Quentin Wright, pinned him, and Deron got me in freestyle wrestling. So it was over 10 years ago, but
you want that one back?
I'd like to get that win back, no pun intended, Deron Winn. See what I did there?
I see what you did. A win over
win. Yeah, a win over win would be nice.
Something that you know, the memes come out whenever Deron Winn fights or grapples. He is just an interesting build. He's a short guy,
Sure.
a lot of stockiness, and
Sure.
he's a muscle hamster, so to speak. We
Sure.
were just talking about Weidman. You're two big guys. Different
Yeah.
frame. How do you prepare for that?
Well, sure. Weidman, and he's a build like Gregory Rod or Hamza Chimaev or Luke Rockhold. An inch or two taller than my frame. Not that I'm short and stubby like Deron, but these are antithesis. Two men that are the dichotomy of each other. Same size, same weight, but look very different. And that's what I tell people: is matchups make matches. Deron Winn doesn't become his accolades a no name. He's a no name for a reason. He's did what he did, and I didn't think he went Fargo High School. Had some college level wrestling success, but more so in the international circuit. He was a national team member for Team USA at the same weight classes that we're talking about, 86 to 97 kilograms. So, it's funny for the memes to come out from casuals and stuff, but he would dunk 99% of the civilians on their neck. You know what I mean? He does it to train combat athletes. He was able to take me down before. So the dude is a formidable adversary, and I've been preparing properly for him, and I'm healthy and I'm in shape, and I'm not taking him lightly just because he's built like a fire hydrant.
And what exactly do you know about like the rule set? Like, is it submission only? The decision? What can you say?
Yeah, it's a little different than Fury in the fact that it's like 80 cc's. So I believe like a halfway through, I think we have an 8-minute match, and I do have to get a little tightened up with the rules, but it's scoring points. I believe either the whole time or halfway through. I have to get a little more familiar with the rules, but it's
Just find the sub, then it won't matter.
exactly that's the plan. But like I said, the dude doesn't have long limbs to get. And Chris Weidman had long limbs to get to, and I had to win that in overtime. So hopefully I'm able to put a lot of points on the board, and I would love a submission victory over this guy.
Usually I have to send this question as a clip to Maddie, but Maddie's sitting right there. So what are we giving Maddie bets as the best bet for you and Deron Winn?
I think the safest bet would be Pat Downey by decision. I think if we want to get a little wild, we could go Schultz choke submission victory.
Oh, that's a little wild.
They might call that front headlight. I don't know what the prop bet would be on that. Doris, Gilly, I don't know. Anaconda.
Plus 6,000.
Yeah, that's worth a juicy little sprinkle.
Maddie's over there already plotting, setting parlay points.
We gotta get Gino to put the odds on. I couldn't find any odds for Bet Openly.
Gotta get a little Bet Openly.
We gotta get Bet Openly plugged in for the odds, and that way all the people can put in some action.
You're notorious for staying busy. You told me before we started, got to stay busy out here. So what's next after Deron Winn? I know we got CJI coming up. Is that a possibility? Is that something we got to wait to hear about? What's the news?
Yep. So we got Deron. I'm waiting on the contract July 25th next month in Fury, and then CJI end of August. Look out for me in the American Misfits, minus 99 kilogram representative. So yeah, it's a blessing to be healthy and in shape and in demand. Being busy is a blessing, because when I'm not busy, that's when the dumb shit happens.
When the demons come
That's
out.
when they come out to play. Unfortunately, I'm just a man. So I'm super happy about that, and I gotta give credit to like my girlfriend too. She's helped me realign and refocus my career. She's a high value woman too, Dr. Allah. So I couldn't be out here working construction, as a college graduate. Exactly. I have to live the dream too, and be formidable, right? Be worthy for the baby. So I definitely owe a lot of the success that I've rekindled. I owe it to her too.
I mean, they're the rocks, man. I got the same thing I know about. They're the
Cool.
Rocks.
Yeah, so you get it.
Yeah, totally. And I think I said CGI. I meant CJ.
Yeah, it's that everybody messes it up. CJI, shout out
comes off
Craig Jones. Yeah.
But going along with that, a big part of CJI is the prize money.
Sure.
What would winning that money do for you?
Sure, it's life changing, especially after feeling like I got shorted of 990,000 last year. So that was a little bit of a sting, that pride exists anytime you lose, but you lose a big bag like that, you think of all the what ifs and shoulda, coulda, wouldas. So with that being said, I'm not a white belt anymore. I'm showing improvement in the grappling world. So hopefully change me and my dog and my girl's life with this a little bit.
Got a lot on the table, man. You got Fury, Deron Winn, CJI. Anything you want to say to all your fans out there looking forward to a busy summer?
No, just thanks for the support. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and it's just me out there, but it takes an army and a village, you know, all the supporters, all the partnerships, all the sponsors, all my gyms, my training partners, friends, family. You feel it, you know. I've done this journey for a long time, and it means a lot having people behind you.
Oh yeah, man.
So I'm blessed.
Might be a little bare right now, but you can never take this moment away. Pat Downey is our first ever Home of Fight headquarters energy. Pat Downey,
Let's go.
man, good to
Well
see you.
done.